I am enjoying my cuppa. In my house, it's green. Can you see that without me spilling it? In my house, it is matcha green tea latte. See that? Yummy, juicy, yummy stuff with lots of whipped cream on top. Extra creamy, if you please. This delicious, yummy, real whipped cream. Real dairy. Mm-mm-mm. Whipped cream. I love it. Matcha tea. So good for me. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And happy hump day. It's hump day, hump day, hump day. We're midway through yet another week. I don't know what week, I never keep track of the week number we are in the year, but I'm going to say we're probably around 16, 18, 20, something like that. Um, Good morning, good morning. I'm Dr. Valerie Renee Shepard. I'm coming to you live from the Hartley Center for Mindfulness and Self Mastery. We're all about self mastery here, which is defined by the Hartley Center as mastering you in your life so that you can exquisitely manage whatever your little life brings your way or your grandiose big life. You get to choose. A lot of times it may look like it's kind of been whomped on top of you. Oh, here's your life, go figure it out. I used to think that all the time. Good morning, thank you for being with me. I'd love it if you type into the chat, hey, Dr. Valerie, how's it going? And where you're coming in from. And especially if you have a question. Um, so I used to think, yeah, my life is just whomped on top of me. And as the sayings go, I had to spend my time learning how to make lemonade out of lemons. And then I had a point where I was kind of very clear I didn't really like I didn't like lemonade. Too much sugar for me. Too much sour without the sugar. So I was like, I want something different. And so that's what I went about creating. That's what I'm here to talk to you about. Like, how do you do that? But self mastery is one of the keys. It's one of the most important keys. So that's what we teach, mastering you in your life so that you can exquisitely manage, not just make lemonade out of lemons, but absolutely be the master and commander, the mistress and commandress, to call in to your life that which you desire and always deserve. So we give you the tips and the tools and the practices, and all you have to do is discern which ones serve you the best. Try them on, keep track of what happens. What's going on here? And get about it. And get about it. So today we're talking about what is this thing called wholeness? What is this thing called whole? How are you whole? How are you whole? And I asked that question. I've got a big event coming up, and I'm very excited about it. It's called the Glow Up Experience. Mind, body, spirit activation to restore your wholeness and return you to flow. Mind, body, spirit activation to restore your wholeness and return you to flow. So wholeness is this massive concept. We're not going to go into all aspects of it in this few minutes that we do on the Hump Day Happy Chat, but I wanted to introduce it because it's such a central part of what I teach. It's such a central part of what I do in my own life. It's such a central part of how I am living the exquisite life that I'm living, even with some really, uh, some really, potentially debilitating, definitely frightening, scary things that happen in my life. In the midst of all that stuff, like every day, I'm creating, co creating with the divine what makes me, brings me, activates in me the most delicious and juicy happiness. joy, bliss. Yes, indeedy. And it's inside. I mean, it's nice to have these outside things. It's nice to have the things we like on the outside. And believe me, I have those things. I mean, I have my list, and I have them when they show up, and I have them when I go after them, and I have them when I co-create them, my writings and my meditation CDs and things like that. And to have them show up without me having to do anything to create it other than keep myself in the highest vibration of wholeness. So, one of my favorite things in this topic of whole is this book. And I'm shouting out about this book. It's been on my heart lately, and I've used it in a couple of teaching places. And this book, The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse, actually was turned into an animated short film with illustrations similar to those in the book. And the ones in the book are they're just so special. And with the same style, Charles Mackessy's book was turned into an animated short film. And that film just won a 2023 Oscar for Best Animated Short Film. And this was a gift to me a few years ago by my sister girlfriend, whose initials are ESS, and it really has struck me. I have read it many times, and I love sharing it. And I'm not going to read it aloud today, but it's basically a story. It's beautiful. It's not a children's book per se, but there are lots of lessons that speak to that young, innocent, impressionable aspect of each of us. And it follows this little adventure of a boy, a mole, a fox, and a horse. And the dynamics of the story deal with things like, what is adventure? What if adventure has some misadventure in it? What about the scary parts? There's a part in the book where dark clouds show up, and the team, as they are looking out at this vast expanse, and they're, what's going on out there? And what's that over there? Oh, it's the unknown. And there are places in the book where I guarantee you're going to get connected to places within you where the opportunity for wholeness resides. The opportunity for wholeness. So at the beginning, the boy says he's looking for home. He's looking for home. He meets the mole first. The two of them travel. They meet the fox. And then the three of them encounter the horse. So as you look at this, I think Mackessy has said, the author has said, that the characters, all four of them, represent different parts of the same person. Interesting. So what are your different aspects? And are they enfranchised or disenfranchised? Do you allow your curiosity, for example? Do you allow your delight? Do you allow yourself to play and have fun? Do you allow yourself to not know? Do you allow yourself to sing and dance? Do you allow yourself to greet yourself as the magnificent being, superhuman, y'all, that you really are? Like the totality, like the big beam of light that is within you? Or is that light obscured by other things? It doesn't have to be good or bad or right or wrong. Is it serving you? Is who you're being serving you? So in this book, the aspects are the inquisitive boy, this enthusiastic mole who likes cake. The mole is a foodie, specifically for cake, just like I am. I don't know that I'm not a big sweets fan, but man, oh man, give me some pizza and some sushi. Here's the mole with all his cake. I love it. There's a really beautiful lesson in here about cake and what it represents. He's enthusiastic, but can also be a bit, gimme, gimme, gimme. There's the fox. He's a bit withdrawn. He's incredibly quiet through the whole book. He doesn't say much. And we find out why. Why? Why is he withdrawn? What aspect of you is withdrawn? What aspect of you sinks to the background? Maybe in fear, lack of trust, little faith. What aspect of you has been kind of receding away from being that bright light that you are? Not good or bad or right or wrong. Is it serving you for that aspect to be gone from your expression? And then there's the horse. The horse, who has an amazing superpower. And yet, in fear, doesn't let it out. What is that for you? What aspect of you do you keep kind of tucked in? Do you keep protected? Do you keep silent? Do you sort of only show in certain circumstances when you can be absolutely sure that you're going to be protected somehow if you allow that piece to come out? So in this concept of whole, and using this beautiful, delicious, I love this book. I encourage and invite you to get you one. Watch the animated short film. It will touch your heart in so many ways, and it may help you in this question: am I whole? How am I whole? So it's not enough to have these parts. It's not enough to just know I do have a fox in me, and I guarantee we all do. And I do have a mole in me, and I guarantee we all do. I do have this inquisitive, in this book, the gender boy, but we all have this inquisitive nature, this inquisitive center that wants to sort of, what's over there? It may have gotten beaten down as a child. Don't touch that. Don't do that. Don't go over there. And you can still cultivate that aspect, the inquisitive nature that you are. You could say, inquisitive me, haven't really felt you as deeply as I'd like to lately. Where are you? And are you hiding? And don't hide from me anymore. Come, lean in, reconnect. Where is the kindest part of you? Where is the bravest part of you? The bravest part that actually asks for help. The bravest part that when it looks like giving up is my option, the bravest part that says, I think I'll take a rest and then I'll come back at this, and maybe some new ideas will flow, and I will get a different perspective that allows me to shine, sing my song, dance my dance, have my sword fight, paint my pictures, write my poem, and perform them. Show my magnificence, be my magnificence, no matter what. The deepest part of your soul is the center of your wholeness. And it thirsts for all of those aspects of you, the upset aspect, the sorry aspect, the regret aspect, the guilt, the shame, all of that, to be re-enfranchised, to be whole. If you are kicking out pieces of yourself as though they aren't worthy of being expressed, you are going through your life as a pieces of you self. Merriam-Webster defines whole as perfect, whole, entire, intact, meaning not lacking or faulting in any particular way. So not lacking means bring it all in. It's a dimension in this spiritual concept. It's a dimension that goes beyond any one thing. And we've sometimes been taught that it's one thing that makes us, It's not. It's all. The totality. What if you could look at your quote unquote faults and say, well, that fault, through the experience of that fault, I learned this. I felt that. I discovered this. I learned and shifted and changed something else. And so what if those are even more perfect places because they've gone through a maturation process, a gestation process, an evolutionary process that helped me see what more is possible, that helped me see the depths of, that ain't it, to the heights of, like, what if, that sounded a little flat, didn't it? What if those pieces and parts that we kind of want to jettison because they remind us of the times we didn't do it right, of the times we got in trouble, of the times we screwed it up, of the times we lost the things we really, really wanted to hold on to, of the times we allowed things in that we later decided, what the heck was I thinking? Get that away from me. The times when life was breathing through us in an inescapably exquisite way that we maybe didn't have the eyes to see, the ears to hear, or the heart to receive all the beauty that life was offering at that time. And those pieces and parts are just the crevices and the crannies where the whole aspect of us is possible. So for example, to bring this grounding into the self. So the wholeness is the bringing the divinity of you together with the human aspect of you. The out of this world, esoteric, spiritual dynamics of you with the grounded, earthly, third dimension, walking in the human body, dealing with the dynamics of the man-made creation of life together, spiritual and human. In everything in the universe, there is the masculine aspect and the feminine aspect. And so what if you've disenfranchised part of your feminine, or you're dealing with, not very exquisitely, the out of control or over the top or overexpressed masculine? What if you're dealing with pieces and parts of you? I really love that I'm creative. I really love that I'm a good communicator. I really love that I have an analytical mind. I'm not so thrilled with how sensitive I am and afraid of intimacy. So I put that person aside. I'm not so great at math. And so I tell that person, math is here, we go away. Are you getting it? The idea that your wholeness. So for me, the discovery of where I was lacking wholeness. So any place where I had kind of said, I'm not good enough because I don't do this well. I found out in my exploration of how am I whole that some of the pieces and parts that I was carrying were not really me. There was racially anchored self-loathing. Those were not the real me. Those were things I was taught in the conditioning of my life. When I was a young girl, being a girl wasn't the best thing. And in certain countries all over the world, we see there can be an aspect of that that leaves. The wholeness that comes to you when you re-enfranchise these parts that conditioning patterns, distortions, and understanding of life and what you're here for can make you let go of. And when you're whole, you are the one who validates those pieces. You don't need, an outside entity to validate those pieces of you. Excuse me for the runny nose check. When you are in this whole place, there's an acceptance of the totality of you. So you don't need other people's validation to say that you're all right, that you are worthy, that you are magnificent, exactly as you are, just because you are. Not because of what you contribute, what you do, what you're capable of, your awards, your accomplishments, your accolades, not because of those things. Just because you're living, breathing, divine being, soul manifestation of the one true massive influence in everything in life. I call that influence God. I call it unconditional love. I call it my higher self. I call it the all that is. I call it great spirit. Whatever you call it, you are an emanation thereof. You are a fragment thereof. Without doing anything, that is what you are. So, becoming more whole. How are you whole? Becoming more whole is not by osmosis. It's by conscious, committed action. It's a forever practice. It's hand in hand with what self-mastery is. Knowing who you are at the deepest levels. So you have to do in the vernacular of the Hartley Center for Mindfulness and Self-Mastery. Notice what you notice about you. Who am I being when I think I'm being me? Where do those little colloquialisms come from? The things that I take offense at. The things that I'm like, oh, yes, 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 yes. Where do they come from? They may stay exactly the same once you know that. Or you might go, I don't know if that's serving me. Things like, what ticks you off? Pulls you out of your peace. There's something to discover over there in that little nook and cranny that needs to maybe be healed and released. What quote unquote pushes your buttons and gets you agitated? Are you aware that the buttons were established in the past? So when you're focused on your buttons being pushed, you're in the past with whatever that past circumstance was. So you're not in the present moment. You can't bring the best of you into whatever circumstance you're dealing with. And so you've got a distraction. Distractions like that keep you out of your wholeness. They're actually pulling you into a fragment that's been disenfranchised. Discover it and heal it. What do you resent? What do you dislike about you? What do you I can't accept that about me. I just can't accept that about me. You might notice it by the way you react to it in someone else. The other, according to the law of reflection. The other is showing me me. So when I look out there and I can point to all the things I don't like, I hate it when he does that. I also have to turn my gaze inward and understand, actually what I might not like is that he, when he does that, is reminding me of me and trying to get my attention to help me shift whatever that is that isn't serving me, release the rejection of that piece, and reintegrate that piece into my wholeness, into a juicy, delicious hug with some matcha green tea to top it up. So, what are the disenfranchised pieces of you, aspects of you? Any place where you've not allowed yourself to feel yourself or be yourself, you've taken yourself out of wholeness. It doesn't really matter why you did that. Most often, we've done it as a protective maneuver. Something was going on that our inner small self, the child, this tiny little being, needed help with. And the easiest way to give ourselves help was to block off the feeling, block off the association, set ourselves apart. So therefore, we don't have to deal with it. We don't have to feel it. We don't have to try to understand it. And that's the way we've saved ourselves. And today, to have the most magnificent life, which is probably what you want, and you certainly deserve that, is to re-enfranchise. To re-enfranchise every aspect of you that you've left somewhere else. You could start on the esoteric scale. So you could say, every morning when you wake up, your full name, Valerie Renee Shepherd, I call back all aspects of me that I've left somewhere in space and time. Any aspect that I left with yesterday, yesterday's business, yesterday's upsets, yesterday's questions, yesterday's disappointments, yesterday's frustrations, yesterday's I call back all aspects of me that I left over there. I'm calling them to me now. And I bring them into the center of my being, and I anchor them to walk with, in, through, and as me now. So you can do that every day. And the more you do that, the more those pieces will say, what about me? And you become awake to them. Every time something comes up that kind of starts your discombobulation, those are aspects to lean into and ask yourself questions about. To get curious. Is that a disenfranchised aspect of me? Have I somehow shut that off? Some of the people I work with will say, I'll notice they very rarely smile with their whole mouth. Like, I don't see a full toothy grin ever. So that's a place to look. I wonder why I don't ever show my teeth when I smile. Some people don't laugh. Sometimes when I get going, it's pretty... it can get really raucous, I'm telling you. I got a big wah. It can get really raucous and deep. I love it. Makes my body shake. Feels good. Move some energy. And some people don't allow that of themselves. Not good or bad or right or wrong. It's just, a place to explore for where might I be keeping myself out of my wholeness? How am I not whole? How am I not whole? Here's the really important thing. The wholeness of you, being in the totality of you, is how you discern what's right for you, what's good for you, what's optimal in your version of co-creating the life that you love to live. That comes from the wholeness of you being a part of the equation of discovering and consciously choosing. And when we are consciously trying to choose with pieces and parts of us told to stay away, we are not going to get the most optimal answer. We won't be able to hear the still small voice inside of us that is saying, but wait, Valerie, but wait, Valerie, but wait, it's over there. It's not over there. It's with this, not with that. Can you live a good life being less than whole? Yeah, I did it for a long time. And it was sort of an empty good life. It was almost good. And then I noticed what was missing. So notice what you notice about you being you. Who are you being when you think you're being you? And how am I choosing? And is the greatest joy in my life resulting from the way I'm choosing and how I'm interpreting? Or is there something less than showing up? Sounds juicy and delicious? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And juicy and delicious awaits you at the glowupworld.com landing page for my glow up experience, mind, body, spirit activation to restore you to wholeness and return you to flow. We'll be doing the dance of this reintegration that I just talked about in the south of France, May 29th to June 4th, 2023. You're invited. I think it would serve you. And if you're interested, check out the link, glowupworld.com. Get in touch. Happy to answer questions and talk to you more about it. This has been the Hump Day Happy Chat. I think it's number 207, y'all. Hump Day Happy Chat 207. How are you whole? If you want to do something about becoming more whole, hit me up. Let me know. Give me a call. Send me a text. All those communication things. I always close the Hump Day Happy Chat with the Karanaya Metta Sutra, the prayer of loving kindness from the Buddha. Say it with me. You got to be knowing it now. May all beings Ooh, I just got a little a little jolt of energy. I love it. Let's start that again. May all beings be peaceful. I feel that deepening, expanding. May all beings be safe. May all beings be happy. You deserve it. May all beings awaken to the light of their true nature. Your true nature is in your wholeness. Restore yourself to wholeness. And may all beings be free. That's emotional freedom, y'all. Free from the past. Free from the ucky stuff. Free from our misinterpretations. Free from the distortions. May all beings be free. Your self-mastery is the key. Many blessings. Thank you for joining me. See you next time. Bye now.